I don't want to do that shit.
Fuck that.
And she goes, all right, can we watch a movie and get food? I said, pizza, yes. And she goes, fine. And then we had a great time. We laughed. We had sex. She did not get pregnant. And then the next day at college, I remember hearing every one of her friends, because she was friends with all the like the girls in the theater program.
Mm-hmm.
They all were like, how was your night? It's like, well, he can't. I remember distinctly hearing, I bought this outfit. He came too early, and then he just watched the rest of the NBA game. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Millennial Stoner. My name is Joe Winchell. I am the Millennial Stoner. Just some stuff up top. Thanks, everybody who'll be viewing. I say this at the top of every episode, but you know what I really need everybody to do? I need everybody to just smash that like and subscribe button like you're a kid that just got made fun of at the roller rink, and you just got to smash that like button like it's the girl that made fun of you, okay? I love Stranger Things. But please like, share, and subscribe, guys. Please do that. Everybody that is doing that, I love you. Thank you. And in the words of Johnny Depp, I'm humbled by your support. Anyway, my guest today is a very funny guy. He performs all over Long Island.
Never heard that before.
I know. My guest today is Dan LaRocca, not LaRocca, LaRocca.
It's not LaRusso, it's not LaRocca, it's LaRocco.
I have Dan LaRusso here.
Yes, yes. Wax on.
Dan LaRocca, ladies and gentlemen,
Yes.
fanfare. What's up, man?
Thanks for having me, man. It's good to be here.
I'm happy to have you here, dude.
Yeah.
You're one of the newer faces that I've gotten to know over the last year or so.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple shows with you, and I've always thought you were funny.
Thank you.
And I was happy to have you on.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I'm happy to be here. That's funny you say it because the last year, maybe a little bit less, is when I've started to actually take everything way more seriously.
How old are you?
23.
You're 23, so you're
Yeah.
young. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember 23.
How was it?
I didn't do a lot of smart things. I know it wasn't. I'm not saying I was stupid, but when I think in retrospect, I look back on it, it's just
Right.
ugh, you know, I don't regret anything, but I could have done two things different.
Two.
I could have done two things different.
Two might be enough to derail everything.
You know, but I don't know. I was always 20. I partied in my 20s.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I just liked drinking. You know, I didn't get laid a whole lot, but I definitely drank and did drugs.
Right.
But that's all it was. We just partied. I had a friend of mine on here, Mike Fales. You ever met Mike?
No.
He does a little bit of stand-up.
I recognize him. I saw him. I recognize him.
Yeah.
I never met him.
Yeah, he's been on a couple of shows with
Okay.
Butera. I think he's done the Giggle Room once or twice.
Okay.
Too. But yeah, we were talking about all the parties we used to go to, and because he's a little bit younger than me, but he's 30, so
Right.
I'm 34.
You're 34?
Yeah.
Oh,
Why?
shit.
Do I look older?
No, you look younger.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
No, I would have gave you a crisp 28.
Really?
100%.
Hear that, Hollywood? Crisp 28.
Crisp.
I love to. No, crisp.
Crisp.
I like that.
Not,
That's a good
not
one.
a 20. Not a crisp. Not the 28. Fucking.
It's like
crisp.
mint. It's mint. It's
Mint.
crisp.
Yeah.
It's that Long Island slang.
Jesus.
So
Really?
guys over 50 use that still. It's mint and it's crisp. Yeah.
It's mint. It's a crisp mint.
Oh my god. But so how long have you actually? You're 23 years old.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing actually doing comedy?
So I started in August of 2019. So
Okay.
I'm coming up on 3 years.
So you when you were 20, you started about 19 or 20.
I had just turned 20.
All right.
Literally just turned 20.
So were you a fan? Because you'll meet all kinds of different people that I started because of this, or it's
Right.
always been a part of me, or just and there's people as simple as somebody just suggested I try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what was the reason why you started doing
There's a ton of that, man. So the deep rooted problems here. So I was homeschooled, right? Growing up, I was actually
shit.
homeschooled. Yeah,
You're homeschooled?
I was homeschooled. I haven't been about it.
I'm not making fun, but I will later.
Yeah,
but,
we'll talk. No, there's tons to
but
say.
your whole life?
Yeah. To
So
college.
okay, wow,
Yep.
you wait, okay,
Yeah.
all right, go ahead.
All of it. I know, and I'm not.
So you were prepared for all this COVID shit. You're like,
Yeah.
I've never been to school.
Same shit, man. Well, that's the thing. 'Cause, I started in August and then of 2019, and then was doing shows here and there. Didn't really take it too seriously. It was just something I was doing, passionate about. And then I started to get momentum in the spring, late winter of 2020. I was like, cool.
Okay.
And then March fucking railed and
Yeah.
didn't do it for 7 months. So that blows.
That definitely sucked.
Yeah, but the reason that I got into it was since I was homeschooled, I think I was 11, maybe 12. I don't know the first comic I heard, but I used to use Pandora on my phone. And I liked Pandora because you'd hear one thing, and then you'd find another artist, and then you'd get their station.
That was the beauty of Pandora.
Literally, like, Spotify is great because I can listen to whatever
I don't
the
even
fuck,
think
but
anybody
Pandora...
uses Pandora
No,
anymore.
Pandora's out.
Yeah.
Pandora now, like, I like because you'd be like, oh, you'd find an artist, and you'd like that, and, like, really, like, opened your world to whatever the hell.
Yeah.
But with stand-up, I want to say it was maybe, like, Mike Birbiglia. I heard Mike Birbiglia, I don't know where, liked him, got a station for him. Then I heard Bill Burr on there, made a station for him, and then Chappelle, and then Louis, and then Mulaney. And before I know it, I had
Anybody worth a goddamn,
11
Just
Pandora
comics.
stations of just comedy was all I listened to. And I was homeschooled, so I literally at all times had my phone playing. I'd wake up, bang, started playing it while doing school all day long. That's all I listened to.
Memorize all the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would do it to yourself.
Exactly.
I did the same thing. I did. I remember hearing George Carlin's "You're All Diseased." I had the CD of it, and
oh shit.
I was obsessed, and
Yeah.
I would repeat bits, that and Complaints and Grievances. I would just repeat bits in school
Right.
because I knew nobody was watching it. I
Yeah.
knew nobody, none of my
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
I lived in a small town. Nobody was watching. I discovered like that shit late night. Nobody was watching that shit.
Right.
So it's cool that it's kind of the same thing. Like it's just
Similar, yeah.
I feel like so many people stumble across it.
Yes, definitely. I just all of a sudden I became so just like driven. Like it's weird because like Carlin or like Pryor even I
found later. Yeah.
I found later too.
Yeah.
So like I don't know, like those dudes I when I wanted to really take it seriously I was like, all right, like who was before all these people?
Lenny
you
Bruce.
know? Yeah.
Yeah. I went down that rabbit hole.
Right,
too,
right.
yeah.
There, dude, it's insane. Like Cat
Like
Williams.
Bob Newhart, Lenny Bruce. You know, if you want to nerd out, like
Right, yeah, you can go
but
back.
like the lineage of like what stand-up was, which was extremely fucking presentational for a very long time, and before that it was basically just vaudeville one-liner bits. It was
Right.
dudes in, you know, that looked like sad clowns saying
Yes.
like Henny Youngman lines
Right.
before Henny Youngman was Henny Youngman.
Right.
You know, and then like, you know, with Lenny Bruce took the act out of it and just invented the art of having the conversation
Right.
and talking about stuff that even people on stage didn't talk about. Like he does that great thing about when he was like, "What do you people feel about doing it? You know, real animalistically. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it.
You know." And that was, you know, that, and then he has that great bit about snorting airplane glue, which I actually think is still funny to me.
Shit, I don't know that.
He just it was a commentary that he was talking about how you ever see Marvelous Miss Maisel?
No.
They
Shoot
do
me,
the
man.
bit on the show. There's a guy
Okay.
that plays Lenny Bruce, and he does the bit in the show. But
Right.
he talks about how that's when they first found out you get high off model glue.
Right.
And he says, how is that supposed to? How do they found out? He's like, some celebrity plays it, and he goes, "Let me see. It's an afternoon order to myself. I'm gonna make an airplane. That's what I'll do, and I'll put some glue on it and." Say now, I'm getting loaded. Like,
Right.
but it was, you know, it's that stuff, and nobody was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And that's when he got arrested for fucking saying dirty words in public, you know. And then that's where that was. There's pictures of Lenny Bruce arrested all the time, and then performing without a license. They always got him for
Performing without a
like
license.
a cabaret license, I think it was.
Right,
There was
right.
something,
Shit, man.
and like and then from that you got the '70s, and the '70s was like Pryor. The dude, there's like all those dudes in California. That was really like everybody. And then like the 80s, I don't know. I still think 80s comedy is what it was such an explosion.
Right.
Like there's good comedy, but there's so much bad at 80s comedy.
Yeah, like honestly, like even like looking back to like Robin Williams, Steve Martin, like
early Steve Martin's great.
yeah, dude,
And-
he was. I feel like what he did was like no one had really done that.
And
style
Robin Williams,
before.
performative wise, I know there's that whole thing that he may have like stole jokes and shit.
Yeah.
But like performance wise, like his physicality was unmatched.
Oh my
you know?
God, I
Like,
know.
I'll say that.
Yes.
I do like his live on Broadway special.
Dude, he's good. I actually have
Very performative.
you know, like those masterclass things online. So I have Steve Martin's, and it's him teaching comedy.
How is those things?
It's cool.
I'm sorry. I don't know why. I forgot how to speak for a second.
Well,
how is those things?
How to be those things doing? Yeah,
Yeah, you gonna bring me down?
they're
Anyway,
cool. Like,
yeah.
So it was the first thing that was like kind of like school, like a curriculum that I chose to like do on my
I just
own.
wanted to try those out. Like I remember,
they're cool.
I was acting still when those first came out. Like I
Okay.
was doing theater heavy, so there was
Right.
Al Pacino. It was like Al Pacino came on and he was like, "Do you want to learn how to, like, really acting from me?"
Right,
Sit down,
right.
Masterclass, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I
Yeah.
never did it.
Dude, there's tons now, man. Of those
There's so many.
masterclass
There was like
things.
3.
Right.
And then there was directing, acting, and then like there was like writing.
Yeah.
There was Aaron Sorkin did the writing one. I remember that.
Yeah, dude, but now there's like basketball online. I don't know
But I
how
don't
we're
know.
doing this, but we're doing
Right.
it. Steph Curry's like, just fucking dribble. And I'm like, all right, you got it. You know,
I love how we've evolved as a coast as a culture. Like how
Right.
we're supposed to like, no, we've evolved. Like things have changed, but people are still buying like what is essentially VHS volume workout tapes.
right.
Like you learn how to play basketball from the pros. Like I
Yeah.
remember commercials of that from when I was a kid.
Right. There's
just-
some things that I'm like, on the masterclass that, yeah, but I'm like, I feel like I could go to YouTube if I really wanted to.
Like model shipbuilding, the masterclass. on
Yeah,
model
I took that
shipbuilding.
one. I learned a whole lot. Yeah, Captain Ahab himself.
So
taught
what was
shit.
what was the comedy like the Steve Martin thing like?
So I never finished it, but the I don't know if it shows.
I made 5 minutes in and I got distracted.
Fuck that.
I still have a subscription if you want it.
I told my friend he was like another comic, Joe Cravella. I was talking to him.
Joe
I was like,
Cravella
dude,
rules. Shout out Joe Cravella. by the
yeah,
way.
Joe Cravella, you're the fucking
Funny
boy.
guy.
Yes. I was talking to him. I was like, dude, like if you're interested in like looking at it, I was like, I'll give you the login to it. He was like, dude, for real? I was like, 100%. He goes, I'll even throw you some money, like if you want me to. I was like, yeah, I'd take it. He was like, shit, I didn't think you were gonna say yes. I was like, no, give me money. This ain't free.
You ever do that? You ever get caught in that yourself? Where
Right,
You're like, I'll
right.
give you a couple bucks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have money on me now.
Sebastian Maniscalco has that bit about when like, don't touch the check, but you
Oh,
reach
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
And then you're like, well, at least let me,
Let me leave
pay
tip.
the tip. And
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
okay. He's like, you cheap bastard. Like, whatever. I'm like, oh, that's great.
Right. I've done that, but I'm just like, no, I'll throw you some money.
Yeah. No
And they're like,
worries.
yeah, maybe that's a good idea. I'm
Right.
like, oh, you got enough money. I try to talk him out of it again.
Dude, I have no problem taking gas money right
I
now.
do. I
from
will
people.
always ask for gas.
Yeah.
Especially
I have-
now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like right now, like
In
whatever.
Mad Max times.
Yeah, dude, it is unbelievable. Feel like I was driving out to Tennessee coming here, right? But
Dude, I live as far away as you live. I live another further away. Like that's what it is.
another further.
Like
another-
that's what I remember when I missed the Belmar show you were doing.
oh my god!
I was like,
yeah.
no, I can make it, and then I looked at it, I'm
No,
like,
you can't.
an hour and 45 minutes, I cannot make it.
No.
And it was like, but yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
I would, I look at like comics in the city, and I'm just like, man, you don't know how lucky you have at having public transportation.
Yeah,
I
dude,
gotta
for
drive
real.
everywhere.
For real. Then
You can get. I mean, it may take you an hour, but $5 will get you there.
right.
That's what I'm fucking subway,
That was
cab.
true.
So, but what was I getting on?
I-
Oh yeah,
I just-
the masterclass shit.
We haven't said anything about it. Yeah, I haven't said shit. One of the biggest takeaways.
All right, we're 12 minutes in. We're fine. We're doing
Yeah.
great.
One of the biggest takeaways I think I took from it, because I feel like there's a lot of things to pay attention to in comedy. You gotta work on your craft, work on new jokes, maybe the way you say things, your presentation, your networking, your all those different things, right? One of the things he said, he was like, before you do anything, any of that, all you need to worry about is just vaguely, but being funny. Just get funny and get
true.
funny fast.
It's true.
And then I started thinking about it. I was like, holy shit, he's right. I see so many people skipping those steps.
I was going to say,
that-
I know this is going to bring us off on a tangent, but
Yes.
you do comedy enough, and you've only been doing it seriously for like a year and a half, about year.
Dude, yeah. And now it's like really
But you're
picked
starting
up.
like I've done it for 5 years, and I've just started noticing now about 5 years, and I'm just starting noticing now. And I'm like, there are some people that have skipped a few steps,
Oh, yeah.
and they are just
Oh, yeah.
wildly unaware of it.
Yes. There's a sickness out there.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing. I don't know if there's anything worse, but it's pretty bad when like someone just doesn't realize that when they think they're funny and they're not,
Right.
and like.
And that's fine,
yeah.
but maybe this just isn't for you.
Yeah,
no?
but
Like,
that's what I mean. It's okay.
yeah,
I'm not
it's
going to tell
okay.
you.
Because there's so many people in like my life. Like my sister, very funny girl.
My
And-
friend Coop's hilarious.
But he would probably never try it.
I don't know if he can.
That's the thing.
That's
My
the leap.
sister says to me, she's like, I think I'm funny. I was like, you are funny. We die laughing all the time. She's like, I could never do stand up. And I respect that so much because a lot of people are like, oh, my friends told me it was funny. I should try it. I gave it a shot. And I'm like, who told you to do that? Like, after seeing some stuff, because I've seen some
I
people
feel like
go,
you made that story up, dude. I feel like that's an origin story that you made up.
no,
Not
come
you.
on.
I'm just like, I'll tell everybody that a friend told me I was funny.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
It's like, I'm like, well, I want to talk to this friend.
No, I believe
because-
you. I mean, I got my friend Coop's fucking hilarious. He'll never try. I don't think he'll ever try, just because it's just such a leap.
Yes.
You know, I'm not. He's fucking. I've died laughing at stuff he says, and, and it's just like. I'm like, dude, you're funny, but I don't know if he's. I think he'd just be terrified to get up there and do it. You know,
because what's funny is like public speaking already for so many people is such a scary thing, and then on top of that, you have the responsibility to be witty and entertaining, and everyone's staring at you. And it's not like music. I have a music background too, and like I'm with 4 other people on the stage. So I can turn around, look at the drummer, the guitarist, whatever. But comedy is so much more vulnerable, just cranked up, man. It's just you.
I acted for a long time.
Right.
I did. And everybody, and there was the one takeaway was because I had been on stage before, I wasn't afraid to be on stage now.
Right.
Because I'm not saying it's easy, but you know, once you go up on stage in tights and say backward language from an old bygone era, recite Shakespeare, and you're really not scared of much after that.
100%.
But the only thing I can say is some people's like, I think Rob White asked me, he's like, do you miss it? And I never really got to answer the question well, but the thing about it is you get a script, they give you an outfit, they tell you where to stand, they tell you where to go, you know where door to go in, they tell you where to leave. All you got to do is memorize your lines and follow direction. That's it. But with stand-up, it's performative, but you have to do all that yourself.
Well, yeah.
All that. No one's doing any of that for you.
The writer, the director, and the actor. It's just you.
Yeah.
And I like the freedom of that.
I do too.
Because with music and with schedules, or like me and my band, like we would record and like we're all working around each other. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, screw it. Like
I had a
comedy
YouTube,
is way more independent. And I
had a YouTube show, and it was just tough to work, you know, and with people that I love and still respect. And it was a great time. We put out some great stuff, but just the scheduling and like just the just, you know, you start to resent each other just a little bit, you know, and you know, and everything. So we just called it quits before it got bad. Yeah. But it was like, but it was smart.
I respect that.
You know? Yeah, it was smart.
I respect that.
But it was like, it's so hard to do stuff with groups. And the beauty of comedy, you can do it yourself.
Yes.
You can go to a mic, and which I always tell people, I'm like, it's all you, man. People, all my friends that are like, the other friends are the ones that's like, I'm gonna do it. And I want them to. Yeah. And I want them to, but you have to do it you know? You have to. I say this on every show because I'm hoping that my friends hear this and they're like, all right, I'm going to go do it now. Right. I want to inspire them, but like, you have to go do it on your own. It's something that, like, go to the mic with your friend the first time. If you're helping somebody out, do that. Yeah, I understand that. But after that, if you want to keep doing it, I always tell people, I'm like, if you're really going to keep doing it, after I bring you to the mic, you'll keep going to the mic. Right.
Because if you go with someone or someone who's already involved in comedy, and then you're like, okay, like you have that person. That's important, to like be able to lean on them in the beginning. It's fucking scary.
You may or may not meet anybody that first time.
Exactly. You know? But then if the next week comes and that friend isn't around, and then you're like, all right, I'm not going. Then it's like, no, you gotta.
I went to a mic
still gotta do
week
it.
after my first mic.
Wow.
I was just like, I have some ideas.
Right.
And then I bombed. And then I was like, no more mics for a while.
Dude, mics
the
weren't
first time
even...
I was at the bomb, I was like, but wait, they left the first time. What happened?
The first...
No, I'm a genius, I thought.
The other day at this? Isn't that so weird?
That's some of the people that are like, they don't realize. They're like, no, I don't. It's them.
I'm like, you're hearing laughs from 8 months ago up there. Man. I'm like, you gotta, I don't know. Yes, exactly. Because that's the thing that's crazy. Like, I'll see people like, whether it's trying a new bit or just your original set, and it's maybe not great, and you got to be honest with yourself. I'm very critical of myself with sets. Like when I am very critical.
I've been pretty happy with myself lately, just because not because I've been like it's not like killing or anything, but this is more like performative aspects and stuff and involving my act. It's like I've been feeling very happy with the direction I'm heading in.
Nice.
Stuff that I'm still working on. Some stuff is not as funny as I want it to be. A lot of stuff is not as funny as I want it to be.
That's always.
But the stuff that is funny is really working, and I'm getting more comfortable just playing around.
Right.
Which is like, I feel like you're so rigid your first couple times up, your first couple of years, because
absolutely.
you're so, because you it's almost like theater kid mentality. I have to go out there and be the best, and everybody's judging me, and like, yes and no,
they are, but they don't matter at the same time. Yeah, they are judging you, but who gives a shit?
The best sets I've ever had are the ones where I've fucking never gave a shit.
Right.
I hate it, but it's true. Like, I'm like, whenever I did a contest, we were talking about contests before, Long Island Laugh-Offs coming up and everything.
Yes, it is.
And I was saying how I have to take a little break from contests because I get very anxious when I do it. When the mode of me, when I know I'm going into a contest, I'm like, I don't want to care about this. impossible. My brain's like, no, there's a prize at the end of the rainbow that you can get, but you have to be the best.
There's so much anxiety with it, but it's like it's just another show. It doesn't matter.
Exactly. But and that's how you have to go into it.
It is it's just another performance. You did it the other day.
Have fun with it, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've started to like the breakthrough I've had recently where like I've been working on building my set and doing newer jokes and shit, but also recently I've just been working on just being myself, maybe just the way I say something. I've been more animated in myself recently. That shit a lot.
Just be yourself up there.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't I'd be, homeschooled,
but all
quiet,
of a sudden
shithead.
you're like, oh, there it is.
Right. Yes.
Like you do it on stage and you're like, oh, I was really comfortable up there because you're being yourself.
Right. I think that like, I don't know if you still get this, never got this, used to get this, but like right before your set, you're like the heart's going.
Heart, yeah.
I think what that
I
is.
get it here and here.
Yeah.
Like I'll get a knot here.
Oh, the stomach for sure.
And it's just like, and I'll just stand there and I'm like, just ignore it.
My heart would go. And I haven't been getting it that much recently
Did
because.
It go away if you got to laugh? Like if you got to laugh, would it go away?
I needed that first laugh.
Me
and then
too,
I'm like, whew, but before like. I haven't been that nervous over the last maybe 2-3 months. Like I've just been like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna do it, and like I've been doing really well.
It.
Yeah, it's just been fun for me. And then I think that nervousness before is like, all right, like I'm myself over here hanging out with the comics people. I'm just whatever, goofy, having a great time. And then I think that nervousness is like, oh, that's that hill I'm about to transition onto stage. That's that of like, wait, now I got to kick into a comedian on stage in a performance. That's that like anxiety of I'm changing essentially.
You want people to laugh. I mean, anybody who says, like I truly don't care like about laughter, I'm like, you're lying because why else are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like
I've heard people say it to me too, who aren't maybe the strongest or they're just very nonchalant about it. They're like, I do this for myself. I'm like, well, the 80 people who got fucking babysitters to watch their kids to come out don't give a shit you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
They're there for them,
Yeah. And I do think about that, especially when I do clubs.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
that's a
like
night
people,
out.
Yeah, that's a night out for people, man. There's people, they're getting chicken fingers, they're getting a fruity drink from the special menu.
Right. That's a 2-item minimum.
It's gonna have like a little bobber on it and everything.
Right.
And they expect the show.
Yes.
And
then I mean, maybe that's just my codependency because I was like, I want to satisfy you guys.
I'm a people pleaser too.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But I'm also, as soon as they turn on me, I'll turn on them too.
Right. Fuck you guys.
I was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But no, and you're right though. Like I do have that mentality. This is interesting too. I can't remember the interview where I was watching. I think Joe List was talking about this on YouTube or some shit.
Oh, okay. Love Joe List.
Check out fucking his 2 specials on YouTube.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's not my friend, but if maybe he'll see this and he'll be my friend.
Yes. This year's material is the new one.
That's the new one. And what was the last one?
It's on YouTube.
It's just Joe List, hour special. There's 2 of them. You get 2 hours of hilarity.
He's so good.
He's so funny. He's one of my favorites. He's talking about how, I think it was him, or maybe it was somebody on Legion of Skanks. Might have been Dave Smith, actually. He's talking, I think they were talking about how, like, in Europe is very different. Like, British, when you go and see, like, because there's several stand-up clubs in England and Ireland and everything like that. The emphasis when in there to like keep killing like laughs per second, laughs per minute is really only an American thing. I think I told this to Rob last time, but it's just so interesting to me that would be like, I'm like, oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Because I think culturally Americans are much less patient.
Yes. Yep.
And
very snappy.
I think British people have more patience and they appreciate story.
A lot of the British comics I've seen are like I saw one of Jimmy Carr's sets one time.
I love Jimmy Carr.
He's great.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was this tailored big story, this big moment, a couple minutes, and then I'm watching it with that American mentality where I'm like, bro,
he's setting the stage though.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, where's the fucking punchline? Come
on. Where's the bits?
And he's enticing going through it, but then it's always a big payoff and it's great.
And then you laugh harder than ever because
exactly. I'm like, oh, and then I like to go back through the joke and I'm like, I see the detail that he's putting there.
It's comedy foreplay.
Yeah.
And anybody in America wants to do is fuck. And listen, I love fucking.
I want round 1, round 2, yes, give it to me.
I love fucking.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm not always ready to fuck.
Right.
I'm trying, I do like, and it's, you know what though, with the last per second thing, it does I'm not like shit, it's just different. Like, we have there's much shorter attention spans in America, but it also forces you to become like we were talking about the masterclass thing. Be funny, be funny quick.
Yes.
You're gonna find out real quick how to be funny, or you're not gonna figure it out at all.
Right.
At that point, because you're gonna start to realize that you can fill gaps with laughter that you didn't realize were there before when you're working on a bit. And you're like, oh wait, I have this little space. Maybe I can put a joke in there.
Yeah.
And, a little bit, blah blah blah. Tag on that.
Because I can feel, man. I remember. Somewhat recent. I have this bit I'm working on right now. It's about watching Game of Thrones with my family and like navigating through
How
sex
weird it
scenes.
is for the incest.
Yes,
Yeah, I think you did this at one of the restaurant shows.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did, and it's been working really well. And like, it's maybe a 2-minute chunk, maybe a little bit less.
That's a good sized joke.
It is,
Real good
and because
sized
it's
joke.
a good story. Because like me and my family, we lived this, and we always called it family porn night. That was our thing, and we would just make this joke, and like we all called it family porn night. And now I'm doing a bit about it, and like my family always said, yo, I remember Game of Thrones growing up. I was like, you're right. And now it's working. And there's a lot of punches through the story.
Yeah.
But there was this one time that I told it, and I've been trying to figure out how to tell the whole thing exactly.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot right now.
Yeah. Oh, no way. It's good,
Dance, monkey.
Of a jukebox. And I remember I forgot, like, 2 of the punches along the way.
Yeah.
And I felt the disconnect starting of people like, when are we getting to the joke? And I'm like, oh, I can never forget those things again because you need those.
It keeps people laughing.
Yeah. And I remember feeling them start to be like, because then you just see one woman just like, oh,
that's the worst.
and I'm like,
people are looking
fuck, I
away.
need you to come back, please. Like, but hey, I got to earn it.
Some lady in the front row on her phone.
Yeah. People don't give a shit.
They don't, man.
I had this kid a couple weeks ago. I did a show at Governor's and in the fucking the Giggle room, and this kid, like the table right in the front row, like if the stage is behind you, like everyone always sits like facing, right?
Yeah.
Like turned and facing. And I remember, I'm not even kidding, this kid, I wanted to strangle him. The comic before me had props, and I wish it was a prop gun so I could shoot him in the neck because he handed props to he handed him this fucking paper mache rattlesnake, and now I go after him. The kid's like with the snake the entire time, and he's turned and facing me. And I'm doing some bits, and my ADHD is fucking, I'm bouncing, dude. Because he's got like a rattle right in the front. And I said something, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, what is this?
Hey,
You
man.
got a paper mache snake. And the kid literally just turned his back completely. And all of a sudden, he like the lights are on his face, but like, I was like, oh, I just lost. And I didn't give a shit about this kid. I just wanted to stop at the snake.
Yeah, stop.
And I guess I kind of went after him, which is fine. So I'm cool that he turned off. But like to have someone just be like, fuck this. And then I'm just telling
Hurts a little
jokes
bit.
to the back of his head. I'm like, I hope your scalp likes this next punchline because that's all I can see.
I'm going to be honest with you, that might kill me. If somebody just slowly turns and I'm like, I would just be like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Dude, literally.
What happened?
It was hard because I just see his fat face and then and then he's just like, fuck that. And I'm just, all I thought about, I just see his sideburns and I'm like, that's fine. That's fine.
Oh man, I remember I did a show recently where I was later on in the lineup, and I knew, I'm like, please don't do this because there wasn't a whole lot of people.
So we're
at the
about
show.
3 hours into the show.
Well, it was a
right?
bar show. Yeah,
okay.
It was a bar show, and there was walk-ins though, and so like early on it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
And it was ended up having a good time. But I remember going up at my spot and like actively seeing like 6 people get up and leave, and I'm just like. And I made fun of it, and I'm like, they call me the room killer. Like,
right.
As soon as ever I come in, closing signs up, whatever the fuck. But it was so disheartening. It was so disheartening, and I ended up having a good time, and I treated it like an open mic. But just for like a second, you just look at it, and you're like, shit.
But that's not necessarily a reflection on you.
I'd rather that than people fucking talk. I'll say that.
I'd rather that than people leave during my set.
Yeah.
Because that's shitty. I saw, again, I'm keeping it hush. Saw that recently.
Somebody walked out on your set?
No, not on my set, but there was a comic, and they weren't bringing the heat, as we like to say.
Oh, okay.
And I saw the dude getting up. I'm like, all right, maybe it's a bathroom. And I saw his girlfriend getting up, and I was like, maybe
Was this at a club?
they're fucking. No, it was not a club. No.
Okay, all right.
But then she had her bag, and I was like, that's it. They are gone. And the dude's just like, oh, shit.
We lost 2 people.
Yeah, they were like, we're not sitting through this. And I get it. Like, I try and sit through shows.
It's tough.
And maybe it's just because I'm a comic, so I look at it as like how I
we
would
see it
do
all
things.
the time. It's not that we don't, a lot of people, because there's people that I think are fucking hilarious, and there's just nights where like the people aren't vibing with them or anything like that.
And I have it with myself.
Fat Jay is one of my, Fat Jay will tell you stories about fucking dudes that like
Fucking
at some
a dude?
Yeah, fucking a dude. Tell you some stories. He's gonna kill me. No, but he'll tell you stories about when he gets up there, like somebody just whatever, some bar somewhere, a couple of years ago, something like that. It's not that Fat Jay isn't funny. It's just that they aren't. Sometimes audience members don't vibe. It's one person.
You can never know what their day was like, what they're going through, and how many comics that they sat through.
Yeah,
they shit their pants. I don't know, whatever it is. Like
I know comics that do dead dad jokes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Somebody'd be like, "My father was just run over 5 minutes ago outside."
Right.
I'm like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like I've had this bit for 5 months. Like,
dude,
you know what I mean?
That just happened actually to me recently. I have this bit about my grandmother, and I was like, I think this is the joke. I was like, it's crazy what people call their grandparents. There's all sorts of weird names. I was like, there's Nona, there's Mima, Gam Gam. I said, I just call my grandmother racist.
Yeah, I love
that's
that.
the joke, right?
Yeah.
It's a good joke, and I say Nona, Mima, Gam Gam every time, right? And when I said Mima, I go, Nona, Mima. I heard this woman go, oh my God. And I was like, what's going on over here? And I have a tape of it somewhere. I got to find it. This woman, I'm not even fucking with you. I turned, it's like this.
Crying?
And I don't know if she was crying, and the people next to her are like, oh, and I was like, you good? And she's like, my mom was Mima. And I was like,
a lot of people's moms are Mima.
I was like, all right, how do you play this? I'm not going to console her. I was like, shit, man, I'll cut out all my Mima jokes then. I have 8 minutes on Mima alone. And like people were starting.
You got little whispers.
I had to sacrifice her for the sake of the crowd.
Such a good joke.
And she was like, I'm Mima. And I was like, I spent too much time on this. Everyone's like, is she crying?
Yeah.
Like, but then at the same time, I'm like, all right.
You're a really good comic, though. You figure it out.
Yeah. If Mima, the word Mima is going to trigger you, maybe you're not ready to come out.
That's what I mean, man.
That's
process. There's some stuff where like that's why I always vehemently defend like stupid jokes, because there's people that'll be like, well, they shouldn't say that, and I'm like, feel like a grandma joke is pretty tame. Like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna go out there and say it.
I'm talking about
I feel
my
like
grandmother.
That's the definition of sensitivity,
right?
Like that's.
If I knew that about Mima, your mom's name was Mima,
I probably would have told that joke for the record,
and then made so much fun of Mima, then you can be pissed. But I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not supposed to. I'm not going to greet
right.
it. You're paying to see a show. They're like, hey, work the crowd.
Right.
Feel the room out.
Yes.
See what they like. You know, that's why you write a bazillion jokes, so you can pull shit out of your ass if all of a sudden you're like, oh shit,
they don't like that.
Fucking the short jokes aren't working. It's a room full of short people. I gotta change it up.
Right. Right.
Whatever the hell. That's what you do.
Yes.
And that's so funny that there's just one person. I'm Mima.
Yeah, she's like, my mom was Mima.
I see you on stage like, shit.
I was like, this is awkward. I was like, this is weird.
I again, rather that than people talk, man. That's the one thing. Like there was a lady recently just talking, and like she ended up she it's always the same thing that happens. Somebody gets drunk. It's usually somebody's fucking brother or sister. It's always brother or sister. It's never like, a brother, sister, or cousin. It's always like, it's never like it's, oh my God. And they always get the drunkest. And the dude is usually like got a neck tattoo, and the girl usually is 10 times a white trash. And they get hammered off of like LITs, and then they talk throughout the whole fucking show. And then they get to a point like midway through actually where some fucking comic embarrasses them. And then they go outside and they're like, I don't understand why I was made fun of. And I'm like, why don't you understand why you were made fun of? I don't care if it's a bar show. And
I just wanted to have fun. I'm like, well, you listen. You came and bought tickets to listen.
Yeah.
This isn't a participation event.
Somebody gave me shit about that that I knew. They were like, I don't think you should yell at anybody that's talking in a comedy club. And I'm like, did you hear yourself? It's like, yeah, but if I come to the club and I have a small conversation at the table, I'm like, you're going to see a show.
Right.
I was like, would you talk during a Broadway show? And she's like, well, that's different. I'm like, how is that different?
I think it should be like funeral etiquette. When someone's giving like a eulogy, you sit and you watch, and if they crack a joke to ease the tension, everyone laughs.
Yeah.
You are not talking at a funeral. I feel like that's how the etiquette should be at a comedy show.
Yeah.
I mean, both equally as funny, but I think you liked that one.
Everybody wants to make Chris laugh, so everybody
I feel great about that.
You got your Chris laugh.
Yeah. He's just giggling in the other room. I love that. That is good.
No, but you're right. I agree with what you're saying.
Like, I think that there's something really really good about a funeral laugh. Like when people make a joke at a funeral, it's like, nice. Because I fucking hate going to funerals.
I hate funerals too.
You know, I'm not saying make fun of, they look so dumb in there or some shit, but like, you know, it eases the tension. Look at that. Close the door on him or something.
I'm going to funeral roast from now on. Right. Look at Greg in his stupid suit. His mom couldn't dress him any better while she was crying over his corpse. Come on, guys.
Dude, I can't wait for my grandmother's funeral. Not for that to happen, but she even talks about it. She's like,
make jokes.
Make jokes. I already have jokes about her. So I'm like, I'm ready to go.
I always, I remember like, I make a point to make jokes at a funeral every time.
Yeah.
Because I hate funerals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's all about remembering them. I don't know why. And I've said this about, if I meet someone timely end, you can fucking going on air. If anybody tells a sad story about me, I hope God haunts them with gonorrhea. Like that's not, like, I'm not saying I'm a terrible person, but there's a lot of rough edges that you're just smoothing over, like, just because I'm dead. I probably died low with my hand in some fucking hooker's pants behind a soiled bathboard.
Probably, yeah.
He's just, I've met you. You're a nice guy, but you're fucking filthy. Right. Like, just tell the truth about me. Tell the real stories.
Yeah.
Tell the stories, all the fucking stories about
that's the shit I like that too. You know? Because when people are like,
that's who I am, man.
Sarah was a simple soul and so gentle.
Sarah was kind of a slut. Here's why.
I was like, Sarah blew that whole row. I'm like, what do you mean?
And like, we cheered her on.
Yeah.
We took pictures.
No, it's a tragedy.
It's tragic. It's terrible. It's terrible.
No, Sarah.
Say something. John, we miss John so much. John was so well loved.
Right.
John did a bunch of cocaine with me one night in Atlantic City, and then we got hookers, and it was awesome.
Right. I like the view of, I look at it as a celebration of life. Yeah. That's how I want it.
Yeah, if I did something crazy, talk about that. I also said I want an open bar at my wake and funeral.
Oh, sick.
Like I was like, I don't care. I was like, what if the venue doesn't allow it? I'm like, put it out front.
Right.
Everybody gets a cocktail as they walk in.
Right.
I said, I don't want a sober person in the house because that means that there'll be sad people if there are no sober people.
My mom's like, I want you guys to sing a song. You meet my kids, all of you guys, like me and my siblings, I want you guys to sing a certain song for me, and I'm like, well, what's the date? I might have a gig. I'm like, I might
do that.
I might be booked. I don't
Dude,
know.
I always wanted. I think Nick Swarson did a bit about this, but I've always wanted to do this too. Like just like at my funeral, midway through, just all of a sudden, like there's something rigged in my coffin that makes a knocking sound.
Oh,
but like it's just so subtle,
right?
And it's just like, do you fucking hear that?
Yeah, it's like I'm going crazy.
Yeah,
just something.
I think it's coming from the fucking box.
I wonder if it's Swarson or if it's someone else.
It's someone. Well, it's the one about. There's two that I always remember. Where it's like, I'm going to pay John Stamos to show up. He doesn't have to talk to anybody. John Stamos, show up to my funeral, sit in the back, cry, don't talk to anybody, and leave.
Yes. I think that's him too. Someone has a be about like
being strung up on techno lights.
Is that Swarson also?
I think that might
like
be
a rag doll.
Maybe it's like in the middle of it, suddenly lights go down, techno music.
And he's like, it's me. That's so fucked up.
I know, but that's why I'm like, oh man. That's why I want to do something like all of a sudden like rig the room to all of a sudden like there's like a ghost coming in, the lights in the middle of a eulogy, the lights start flickering, the box starts shaking. It's like, oh no,
right. You get a smoke machine.
He said he'd give us a sign from the other side. Yeah. Joe's broke through. Yes.
I'm
just to make
people
my mom
always
cry.
say that I want to fake my death so I can see who shows up and what people say, but like I actually am curious.
Would you actually? I know
I wouldn't ever.
There's
actually
a show. I haven't finished this, but there's a documentary on HBO Max about this dude that does that. And like successfully fakes his own death and becomes like a drug smuggler and like fucking like makes a lot of money. Yeah, he was like an airplane pilot.
Oh shit.
But like I too have sat there and been like,
yeah,
could I do this?
Right.
You know? Like it's probably, let's be honest, it's probably a lot more simple than we're making it out to be. In our heads,
think so?
Like think about this, right? People go missing in the woods all the time, right? All you got to do is just like, I mean, if there was a vacant house,
you can't do the missing woods because those parents will hunt for you for a year and a half.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. You go in the woods, okay? They go out the side of the woods, find a vacant house, just sitting there, never come out. They'll think you're in the woods.
Right. Right.
So where are they looking? They're not looking in the houses or anything. Last time they saw he was in the woods.
That's true.
It's just little things like that. I think there's actually a movie where Bryan Cranston literally just goes to the house next door and stays there for like 3 years and like watches and like disappears.
Right.
So I'm seriously think it's a lot more. I mean, because this used to happen like all the time, right? You remember the stories about like dads and like I know there was some moms who they just like, nah, I'm done. I'm gonna go to the next town. I don't like this family. I'm gonna go start another one.
Right, yeah.
And then it's just like
some comic has a bit about that. I can't place them mentally, but they're like, if you want a new life or to like divorce or leave your
they
wife,
talk about in the 70s. You could just go.
you could just move 11 miles away.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was it.
That's what they did. But it was true. Like there's so many cases.
Yes.
Of guys and girls that were like, I never knew my dad. He left when I was young, and they finally was like, oh, he was next town over.
Right.
This is his wife, Cheryl. And
Dude, that's the thing, because that like I'm thinking like, all right, what was going on for that dad? Like, I'm so afraid of like fucking up my life or like getting married to the wrong person or having a kid too quick or some shit. Like, because as soon as you do that stuff, that's it. Man.
It's true.
It's
I'm always amazed
over.
by people that were like in any kind of entertainment or in any kind of entertainment business, like and successful, and like when they start, it's like, yeah, I knocked up my girlfriend, I had 2 kids, but I'm like, how did you find the will to do this?
Right? Yeah, or even the time.
Yeah, you know, because I have friends with kids.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen in 3 years. Just haven't seen. Like,
right.
I get texts, how are you? Are you still alive? And then I just get a picture of some child on a swing that I've never even met.
Right.
Never even met. I have a best friend who lives upstate, known him since high school. Never met his. I was one of his groomsmen at his wedding. You know, I was there when he met his wife.
Yeah.
I've never met his kid.
Really?
Never met his
How
kid.
old's the kid?
Like
now?
6, 5. Like 5, I think.
5 years, didn't have an afternoon.
No, this was also like a COVID child too. Like they had the kid, and we were planning to meet the kid. And
wait,
then
the kid's 5? COVID
like
was...
yeah, it was like we were like I remember we were going to plan to meet it, and then like
excellent.
So it was like 3 or about to turn 3. It's like 4 because it's like I said 4 or 5.
Right.
But I'm like I'll never meet this thing.
Yeah, no.
But they don't have time. Like it's all
you
know. They can't
mean,
watch movies.
Yeah.
I was telling, like, I took one of my friends, like, 2 years to watch fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, the first one.
Right. Well, my sister and brother-in-law, they have, my niece is about to be 2.
Yeah.
And they're pregnant with their second kid now.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, like, there's a lot going on. And they're, like, I live 3 blocks away from them, so I see them all the time. We're all super close.
That's a little different, though.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
But like they, you know, for them to go to a show or to go out, they, you know, they got to do that thing. They're planning weeks out. Like Mulaney has that bit where he's like, when you're an adult and you're trying to make plans, like, oh, Wednesday's no good. How's 6 months from now?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like you're at all times you know where that kid is. You have to know where that kid is. At all times you're probably with the fucking thing anyway, so it's like, but
then it's weird because then it hits. I always tell, I'm just waiting for all my friends' kids to turn like 8 or 9,
right,
where they start fucking off,
and
then they're like, "What are you guys doing?" Like,
yes, yeah.
Like because like some of them, I got a couple of friends with like 5-year-olds and stuff like that. So I'm like, 5 more years, man, and then you can hang out again,
right?
Because 10 years old, they're gonna have friends. They're gonna go over to play dates and everything.
Yes,
you know,
you know, nice. But those years, it's like I'm the youngest of 4, and we're all like 2 or 3 years apart.
Yeah.
So my parents, I guess, didn't do shit for a long time, forever, really. Like my oldest brother's 31, I think. My oldest brother's 31. I'm 23.
That's it. I mean, that's what it is. You have the family. You raise the family.
Yeah.
And then that's
his
it.
family. Like I used to want to be like a young dad and fun and playing catch and then on my back. Yeah, I used to. When I was maybe 17, I was like, I want to have a kid at 25. I'm an idiot, dude. 25, that's fucking nuts.
I remember being terrified one time, thinking that my girlfriend was pregnant. Like I was like 20. I was like, this is it. My life's over,
dude. Yeah,
you know, not like from a standpoint of like I wasn't gonna like, you know, I don't know if the relationship would have worked out. I would have raised the kid, but like, you know, it was that mindset of like, yep, this is it. You know, it was like I have to do this now. This is what I have to do.
Right. I bought that $50 pill one time.
Yeah,
but I had to buy it one time. Yes, and I always wonder. I'm like, I wonder if that saved the day.
200 or 300 times.
Just between somewhere between 2,000 and 6,000.
I did a lot of fucking after 25.
Right. We were like, oh my God, did that just, I was like, I think, and we were like,
this is an awkward moment where you come inside somebody and you have to do, no, I've done that, where you just kind of look at each other and you're like, but it's such a weird position.
You didn't. I'm like, no, let me just get it out of there. I don't know. Like
one girl, I remember, she was like, did you? I'm like, I don't know. And she goes, well, get the fuck off me.
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
Shit,
like, right. Yes, right. That portion of what I should do.
Oh, man. It must look so weird. Like, if I could see myself in those moments, I would laugh and also cry because, well, look at me. But, like...
Dude, I bought it. We're in my car. I was like, should we split it? I take half? Like, I don't know.
what do we do?
I'm like, I'll do it with you. It's like a shot. I don't know.
I walked in the pharmacy with like sunglasses and a trench coat on.
Right.
Like, hello.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Do you have the?
The Plan B.
No, literally, I was walking and like I'd never bought this shit before, so I'm in the aisles.
How old were you? Like 16?
No. This was
Last year.
I was 21. 20.
Okay. Oh, this was like a moment.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, and like I play things very safe. I'm wrapping my gift every time. You know what I'm saying?
Too.
Like always. So this was a time where, it was like, oh, it wasn't wrapped. It'll be fun. And then it was like the one time I was like, that fucking is scary. Yeah. So I'm like, I never had to buy this.
Before that, you're like, I'll be a cool young dad.
Yeah.
And now you're like flash forwarding being like, I like video games though.
Yeah, dude, like, getting pregnant is either like, we've been trying and it happened, or it's like, fuck. It's either the worst thing.
I was trying to write a bit about this actually.
Really?
Swear to God. No, not exactly that, but it's so like, I remember being a kid in health class being like, they used to preach pregnancy to us like it was AIDS.
Yeah.
They used to the girls, I remember they'd be like, you think you look young now, huh? Well, look at Becky. She got knocked up at 17.
Right.
You know, and they're like, and they show Becky, she's got like 2 kids. And
yeah,
she's like,
she's miserable.
I ruined my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they used to preach it, and it would scare the shit out of us.
That's what they do.
You know?
They're trying to scare. I mean, it's like, was it Mean Girls, right? When he's like, don't have sex, you will get pregnant and die.
You will get pregnant. Yeah.
Right?
You will
Like,
get
that's
pregnant
funny because
and
that's
die.
a stereotype. They're like, like they're trying to scare the shit out of you.
But like, it's the whole thing. But like, the reality of it is that it's so difficult to actually get pregnant.
Yeah.
You ever actually look this up? And it's so weird to me that like the probabilities of it, like that's why like you always hear about people like we're trying, but like it's so weird to me that you see these fucking couples that are just like we just want to have a family and everything like that,
trying for
and then
2
Becky
years.
down the road gets drunk with fucking
Right.
Tyler one night, and she's like, I got twins, like
Right, she sits down on a bus stop and she's like, I'm pregnant.
Yeah,
She's
it's
like, I'm
what
fucking.
the fuck?
Yes, exactly.
Meanwhile, these two are 35, about to be 40, and they have to
what I'm
go to a
saying.
doctor to get the eggs. They can't even have regular sex
Yes.
to get pregnant.
Right.
They have to mix the kid in a fucking jar. Meanwhile, there's boys and girls just getting hammered at beach parties,
Yes.
laying on top of each other, and they're getting mega pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're
Literally.
like, I don't know how we stop teen pregnancy. And I'm just like, I think teens can only get pregnant from what I'm seeing.
It seems that way. It seems that way. Dude, I remember, so we drive to Walgreens right after, and I'm like ashamed. And this is the funny thing is because like, I'm in the aisles looking for this shit because I'm in my head, I'm walking in, I was like, Lord Jesus, please tell me this isn't one of those things I have to buy behind the counter. And as sure as shit it is. So I'm walking, I was like, please tell me it's just, I can just grab it and just self-checkout or some shit.
Please tell me it's next to the condoms.
Right. And the vibrators and the lube.
You
Please,
would think,
God.
right?
You would.
Right next to it,
Nope.
just in case.
I go, and it's some 22-year-old pharmacy student, and she's like, hi, what are you looking for? I was like,
were you nervous? I would have been nervous because it was a girl.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
She thinks
and then
she thinks I'm a rapist. She thinks I'm a rapist and a
like,
terrible person.
I couldn't say it. I was just like, this, I just showed it to her. Yeah.
Look at you, fucking
I
James
was like,
Bond.
I'm not saying nothing. And she was just like, oh. And then she's looking at me, and this was all because I was like, she knows I just had sex. She knows, like, that's never like, I'll get it for the weekend. That's an in-the-moment purchase.
I was going to say, did she give you a look? Oh.
Well, yeah, she's like, where is she?
She goes, I know.
I'm like, she's in the car crying right now, actually. But yeah.
It's been a rough morning.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And that's awkward because it was like 3 in the afternoon. So it was,
every time I've ever heard one of these stories, it's always like, and it was like 1 p.m.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. It's an accidental. If sex at night is like, oh, we're going to go out, have fun, come back, have sex, you're probably planning. Maybe it's a candle, maybe you got popcorn and butter
I feel
and
like
a condom.
planned sex never goes well.
No.
It never, it's like,
No.
we're going to, like I used to hear stories. I remember I was dating this girl in college one time, and I think I've become more romantic. I've learned this was one of my faults. But I was like, what do you want to do? I was like, it's Valentine's Day. What do you want to do? And
Nice.
I said, I don't want to get a hotel room. I don't want to do that shit.
Fuck that.
And she goes, all right, can we watch a movie and get food? I said, pizza, yes. And she goes, fine. And then we had a great time. We laughed. We had sex. She did not get pregnant. And then the next day at college, I remember hearing every one of her friends, because she was friends with all all the, like the girls in the theater program, they all were like, they were all like, "How was your night?" It's like, well, he can't. I remember distinctly hearing, I bought this outfit. He came too early, and then he just watched the rest of the NBA game. And I was like, I'm feeling pretty fucking good about me right now.
Yeah, you should.
And then I thought I could just coast on that, like,
oh fuck,
trailer park romanticism that I had.
Right.
And then I learned that I needed to try harder. But in the moment, I remember she looked at me and she was like, "You're the best." And I'm like, right? Like, thank you. Like,
oh shit.
And then I realized that was just like, that was the fact that the other boyfriend sucked camouflaged my laziness. And then another girl, this was the other girl, I'll never forget this. I heard, she goes, "We had to go to the pharmacy this morning." And that's the most I'll say about that. And I was like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ, man. Valentine's Day.
No, it is, dude. It really is. I mean, I think, isn't like male birth control a thing now, or starting to become a thing?
I mean, that's just cocaine. Male birth control is that's
I think it's
is it chemical castration essentially? That sounds probably a lot harsher than it actually is.
The word castration is not
but like birth control to me, that's like a weird phrase because you can't. It's just it should be called like murder.
I was about to ask.
Oh yes.
Although
male birth control. Oh, Chris.
Non-hormonal pill could soon expand men's birth control options.
But is it? I mean,
it kills kids. It's like an AR-15.
It's a knife. You take this to the. Oh God! I just realized what world we live in and what I was about to say.
Yeah. All right, so that's what, H2O or something. All right,
just do me a favor, Chris. Go up here. The researchers will present results at the meeting of the American Chemicals. Currently, men have only 2 effective options for birth control: male condoms and vasectomy. But that's not really. I mean, a vasectomy is actually. I would say a vasectomy is 100% birth control.
A condom does fall under birth control, but I'm talking about a pill or
but if
vitamin.
You're preventing, because that stops during active sex.
Right.
You know what I mean? Essentially.
Scientists have been trying for decades to develop an effective male oral contraceptive, but there are still no approved pills on the market.
What do you mean oral contraceptive? You can't get pregnant if you come in someone's mouth?
That was...
I mean, can you? There was that one porno where the girl had a clit in the back of her throat.
What?
Yeah, Linda Lovelace. That was the whole thing.
She had a clitoris in her throat?
Yeah, she was like the first porn star that could really deep throat.
Impressive.
Don't bring that up, Chris.
No, live stream it.
Oh my God! Can you do me a favor and Google something? Because I had a story I wanted to bring up. We have 10 minutes left. I want to just talk about it for a minute. Can you type in model kicked off plane?
Nice.
Because I saw this and I meant to read it. She has that's her with the ridiculous tits.
Oh, what? What the? Oh, this is nice font. I feel like I'm 88.
What the
fuck? What is that?
Go up for a second. I want to read the headline. I want to read the headline, Chris.
Bro.
Yeah, she got kicked. She's one of those fucking.
Those are like parties.
Airline claims surgery-addicted model was kicked off flight because she appeared intoxicated, as footage emerged of her walking around the terminal with a drink. But she insists it was discrimination over her extreme 10 kg breast implants.
Those look like Party City balloons.
Chris,
man.
Please put a picture of her right behind me so people can see what the fuck.
Yeah, you need to see.
Can you edit
those?
That's wild, man.
Edit those into my mouth.
Could you fuck that?
No.
That's what I couldn't do it.
No, those are
that's wild, man. See, her ass is like ridiculously huge too. And I'm not like shaming. Listen, I want to say right now, I am not shaming. This is her thing. You're shaming? Okay.
No. You can't.
But this is what. Don't just do me a favor. Acknowledge that this is a wild choice to live your life.
What was the reference photo where she was like, "This is what I want to look like. Can you make this happen?"
I don't know. Like every Barbie doll with duct tape.
No, that's actually.
No, go back to the article.
I feel like she wakes up in the morning.
What's the footage of her? My God.
There you go.
What's the footage of her drunk walking around? Oh my God. Look at her ass.
All right, this is absurd, man.
What is her name? What is this model? Does she have an OnlyFans?
How could she not?
She's definitely. Why? Look at that side boob.
That's all boob. Is that just a sports bra?
Those things would knock me out. If I was where do I even begin to have?
But that's your whole life. Like that's your family reunion outfit.
But also look at her face with the high cheekbones, and she's got those giant lips too.
That is.
I mean, there's a whole society of people. I think they're called like. This is like they're called like plastic they're called like bimbos, I think, plastic bimbo. I'm serious. I'm not
waist.
making fun. I think it's like the term. My God.
Whoa, she looks like Tekashi 6ix9ine.
My God, she does look like Tekashi 6ix9ine. What is this fucking model's name?
Put her up on the screen. That's so funny.
You gotta put. Oh my God, she looks exactly like Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No way.
Oh, dude, why do you have to leave soon? We can do 20 minutes on this. Oh my God. Wait. Genuinely, this is why they kicked me off, because like she took a fucking slutty photo.
Obviously, this is why they kicked me off, because I foom too explicit. What the fuck is that?
Kick me off because I loom.
Bit, that's
I
not
loom
legal.
too explicit. Bit, that's not legal. So that I don't know if I think she talks like how she types like I imagine.
Dude.
She talks. So what is there footage of her walking around drunk, Chris?
Oh.
Is there the video before? No, I don't want to see that video. These are just photos of her walking around with a drink in her hand.
This is concerning.
All right, there she is walking around. That looks like a big ass.
You know what's upsetting is that she just wants people to stare at her all the time.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this is you want to be looked at.
Look at that. Look at her face. She's like smirking her whole life away because she's like
Look at her
everyone.
oh my God,
Dude, I feel like it looks like something from the movie Ants.
it looks like. You remember in Toy Story when Buzz took off legs and put it on something else?
No, Sid.
Yeah,
Sid was
Sid
the kid.
Buzz. Yeah,
Buzz was nice.
Buzz was nice. Yeah, that's what that looks like. That's
Yeah.
insane. I could never.
She's the fishing pole with the legs with the
Yeah, that's what it
stocking.
is. Those. Yeah.
Dude, this is upsetting me a lot.
That's like too much, man. Like, listen, live your life however you want. I don't give a shit.
You think
but
she
like,
did the tattoos first?
but look at her ass. It doesn't even look like it's attached to her.
No.
Enlarge that. It just.
Ew, I look so hot.
Ew.
Oh!
Oh, it looks like basketballs.
Oh! Is that her?
Getting injections. Is this her before she went all ridiculous?
That's...
I was like, she's much cuter.
Oh, shit,
So she got
man.
kicked off because she was drunk, essentially. Yeah. What is this model's name? What does it say?
Tekashi.
Tekashi.
Has been quick.
What does it say?
Mary Magdalene.
Oh, it's Farrah.
s-
What is her fucking name?
Mary Magdalene.
Mary, wow.
Wow, she's even playing into the religious angle.
There she is, man. That is a
Dude, that's
sticky
wild,
name.
dude. I don't know. Like, I understand there's probably dudes, and there's probably dudes that are like, that's the hottest fucking girl I've ever seen. I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah.
there is.
Yeah, you know, there's a fucking
And
something
listen,
for everyone.
I want gym girls to fucking choke me out, all right? And that's too much for me.
No, that's not gym girl. That's a lab girl. She was made in a lab,
Lab
dude.
girl,
She
oh my
was,
God, there's a video of her getting the injection.
The lip is. I can't
Oh,
watch.
no,
I can't
don't
watch
put it
this.
off. No,
I
Chris,
can't watch
no.
this.
Oh, she
Oh my
looks like an
God.
actual duck.
I can't watch stuff like that.
Oh, God. Oh, all right. Well, that's a good thing to wrap up on.
I'm nervous to bring children into this world.
Because of, I mean, it's like I said, live your life however you want, but just don't acknowledge, like, it's one of those things that's like normalized. I'm like, it's fine, live your life however you want,
Right.
but don't tell me that's wild. That's a
Right.
wild way to live your
No,
life.
it is. I can't. You're right. No judging.
You know?
I'm not judging. I'm 100% judging.
Like you said, they're
but-
definitely, this is done to be stared at. Like, you can't,
Yeah.
you know you're going to get stared
And
at.
I guess it's not my place to say that because some people are gonna be like,
Giant
oh,
balloon
like,
tits.
come on, you're literally, and you're wearing, and she's like, yeah, you see, like, you can't be like that and be like, hey, excuse me, don't look.
I could get
Don't
past,
look.
I could get past the face if the ass just didn't look so ridiculous.
It's just, yeah,
Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm like, if it was a normal ass,
right.
I'm like, all right, got the Jessica Rabbit thing going on.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel like if she kissed me, it would just open up and then.
I just feel like there's like everything could pop. Everything's filled.
Yeah,
with
that's what it is.
something.
But it's a plastic look. Like they want to look like dolls.
Who was that dude?
Bratz dolls. That's what it is.
Who is the male Ken doll? You know what I'm talking
Ken.
about?
Oh.
No, the guy. Can you Google
Male
this?
Ken doll. Before
Male
we got time.
before we go.
5 minutes.
Male Ken doll. He everyone knows he got ribs taken out and shit.
Oh God, it's right.
You know
He looks like a team of Justin
fuck is
Jadeka. Human
Wait,
Ken.
on the left.
Oh yeah.
Him. Yes. Is that the same person?
That's fucking horrifying too.
But you gotta look. Yeah, human Ken doll.
But that's not attractive. That looks fake.
the cheekbones, the lips. Rodrigo. Yes. Yeah. Alves.
He looks like
Original
he looks like the
transformation.
producer Bob Evans from the 70s. Like it's so extreme to me.
Like, I guess you see a plastic figure and you're just like, that's the goal there. No?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's what they want to. Yeah, there's the Barbie doll girl.
Are they trans now?
No,
Yeah.
Is he trans?
It seems
Oh,
as
so it's the
though-
Barbie doll girl now.
But, oh. Why I'm becoming a woman, Rodrigo Alves.
So there was the human Ken doll. Now he's the human. Now she is the human Barbie doll.
She is, yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot. All I gotta say, that's a lot of surgery on top of surgery.
Wow. Again, made in a lab, which is the look these days.
I know, man. Like all those cartoons we used to watch as a kid.
Oh, look at him.
But that's kind of terrifying, just for the record. Like,
but
just,
you see him there in the old photo. You see, like, oh wow, look at what
you see it. Yeah, he was like a attractive.
Yeah, the cheekbones scare me, man. Like sharp cheekbones like that makes me.
But it looks like you have like ping pong balls in your face.
Look at that waist.
Look at those ridiculous tits.
Look at that waist.
What waist?
No, I know. It's like a paper towel roll.
This is crazy, man.
The world, man. I don't
You remember
know.
Max Headroom? That's what that looks like. That looks like it. But the hair doesn't even look real.
No, it's not. Wow.
Look up there's a girl.
Wasn't a bad looking guy either.
Look up the human Barbie girl. There's one where she's got like the weird eyes too.
Ugh. Eyes. I don't fuck with eyes, man. Eye surgery and like modifications make me.
Is that her?
What? What?
Yeah, that's her right there with the thing. Yeah, she's got like, oh god, that's like a real.
That's a
like
Bratz doll.
But
you were
that's
saying.
what I'm saying. They have this. They're like, that's the most. I want to look like a doll. That's the most beautiful, perfect. Their whole thing is it's perfect. There's no.
Yeah,
the skin is
perfection.
smooth. It's shiny.
You're glossy.
And that's how they see it. See, I could have sex with her, I guess,
You could.
but I'd have to like not have her stare at me at all,
Right.
because it just would look like Chucky staring back at me.
That's a human
not
being.
real. That's not real. Get this off. Is that real? Is that
I'm
her?
just upset now, man. I'm just really upset. Yeah, it's real.
I mean, again, do what I'm no judgment, but like
Never.
acknowledge. I just acknowledge that this is a wild way to live your life.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
Like if I had a horn installed in my head, cool. I would hope everybody would be supportive. But
There's people who live like dogs.
human Barbie doll, Valerie. Yep.
And I mean like actually like live like
Yeah,
they're like
dog
I
people,
I
yeah.
dress up as a dog. I walk like a
There's
dog.
horse people.
Horse people, man.
But she doesn't even look real.
And
that's
dude,
what I can't
and
get over.
And my grandmother is like homophobic. Just doesn't like a gay guy. I mean, not actually, but I'm saying there are grandparents who are just like, oh, two men. I'm like, wait till you see this shit,
Yeah,
man,
man.
because it doesn't stop there.
Oh God! All right, we got to wrap up.
That's really great.
Listen, get all the surgery you want. I'll probably get drunk and jerk off to porn of you later. You got stuff you want to plug, man?
Yeah, I have a couple. I'll just throw out there quick.
I do too.
This comes out Monday, right?
This comes out Monday,
The
so if you have
6th?
anything tonight, don't worry about it.
Yep, canceled. Yeah, so June 8th, I'm doing a show at a restaurant called Your Mother's Place. That'll be cool.
Your Mother's Place.
Your Mother's Place. I'm also doing the Long Island Laugh Off. Woohoo! All right.
Go out and
Yes.
support Dan. He's very funny.
Thank
If you think he's funny, just
Please.
honestly, the laugh
Honestly,
off.
please
You got a
come.
lot of people. They bring their A game. It's guaranteed a
Yeah.
good show.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You know, it's
that's
cheap. I think it's only $25.
It's yeah.
Yeah.
And that's June 9th, Long Island Laugh Off in the Brokerage. And then this is exciting, man. The following night, June 10th, I'm back at the Brokerage, and I'm doing a guest spot with Carrie Karavis.
Oh, Carrie's great.
Yeah, she's awesome, man.
Yeah.
She's really
She's
great.
really
so
good.
she gave me a guest spot on the show she's doing. And then I don't know. Yeah, June 17th at the Giggle Room is for Terry McNeely.
Yeah, you're the 17th.
Yeah, 17th. That should be a lot of fun. And,
Yeah. I've got June 9th, Stereo Garden in Patchogue. Fat Jay's, I think, hosting that one. That's
Yes.
John Buter's headline. A lot of funny people on that. And then June 17th, I'm going to be at Clyde's in Mount Sinai. Clyde's Barn Billiards. And then July 8th, I'm going to be at the Giggle Room with Uncle Terry.
Nice.
Not the Funky Bunch, just Uncle Terry. Great lineup for that. Come on down July 8th. And then August 5th, I'm going to be with this dude in Milton, Pennsylvania.
Yes, lots to do there.
Yeah, so anybody who's going to be in the area, come on out. Dan, thanks for coming down, man.
Thanks for having me. This
I
was a blast.
appreciate it. Hey, everybody, just at the end, same business, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Murder that subscribe button, okay?
Just do it. You lose nothing.
You lose nothing.
Just do
Support
it.
me. I've so little left in life. All right,
Definitely
guys.
support him.
Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week on Millennial Stoner. I'm out.